We're going to talk about Google Keep. Google Keep is a pretty cool function of Google Suite that allows you to capture, edit, share, and collaborate notes on any device, anywhere. You can add notes, lists, or photos, or even audio to Google Keep Notes. You can organize those notes with labels and colors. You can set reminders. You can archive those notes. You can delete them. You can place them in different labels. That way you can have them for future reference to kind of organize your notes a little bit better. And you can also, with Google Keep Notes, you can record a voice memo and it automatically will transcribe for you. But you can also take a picture of notes that are handwritten and it will transcribe it for you as well. Google Keep Notes can be found on your sidebar under the calendar. Okay, and you can also add and try to find it if it's not there. And here's my notes section. I can close out of it. I can reopen it. I can also find Google Keep in my Suite app grid right here. Scroll down and go to Keep. Or I can type in keep.google.com and it'll populate. So there's different variations. But you can also, when you click here for your sidebar, you can click open a new tab and it'll bring it to a huge, wider length and more lengthened screen. So within your sidebar notes, so if you're on your email like, oh, I need this to do, you can actually add an email to this while you're taking a note about that email, and it'll save the email at the bottom. You can also title that. You can archive or delete that note if you're done, or you can pin the note, which you see is blue and then black. So blue means they're at the top. Okay, I'll pin this one. You see it jumps to the top. I'm going to unpin it and it defaults back to the bottom. These are my quick reference notes that I always seem to be using for my personal work. If I click on a note, I can open this note specifically in Keep, and it'll populate here, and it'll pop up all the different functionalities and functions I can do with this specific note. Now, I'm going to close out of both. I'm going to show you. I can get to that new tab here. And here's Google Keep itself. So let's walk through the different functions on here. Here's my little hamburger, my stack. It populates my sidebar, which is notes, reminders, and my two labels, emails and makerspace. I can edit those labels or create new labels. I have an archive section for the notes I necessarily don't need anymore, but I still want to have. And I have my trash. I can search my notes, okay, for different things that I have here with the word school in it. But you can also see that when it searches, it can do URLs, but it can also do the people that I've shared a note with previously. Okay, I can refresh, so if it needs to be updated, I have that option. I have different views. I have a list view. Okay, here's my list. Here's my grid view. I have a settings tab. Okay, if I didn't want the dark theme anymore, it'll go to a white theme. The dark theme to me is just a little bit easier on my eyes, so I just do the dark theme. Okay, and it's constantly saving. You can see that right there. I have my Google Apps again right here. I can quickly access, or my account information right here. Within the take note here, you can see that it has the list option. I can start making a list, or I could add an image. Okay, so I can go here and find that image. Here, I have the option to edit, okay, and different options at the bottom. So the first one is remind me. I can set a reminder for what date I need this, okay, to remind me. I can add a collaborator, so if I just start typing, it'll populate everyone in my district. Right now I just have the letter S, so I can select who I need. Here's my change my color, so if I wanted to, I could just say canvas. I want to be, let's say pink. Okay, here's my pink one. Let's go to maybe purple. It'll default to purple. I can add an image here. I can archive it. I can delete. I can add that label. I can make a copy. I can show checkboxes or copy all of this information over to a Google Doc. And that might be helpful especially if you're taking notes and then you need to write a formal paper or a letter or anything else that you just want a bigger document of for Google Docs. Okay, so this is a purple one, just to play around with it. I'm going to set this one to blue. Just gives it a little more personalization. On Google Notes, we can also go to our settings, okay, and you can say automatically add any of my new items to the bottom. Okay, if you don't want that, you just click it. Okay, these are your reminder defaults. So in the morning time is 8, my afternoon's 1, my evening's 6. You can change that. When you collaborate on a note, others see the update as well, and they can add to it. You can organize them again, like I said, you can click and drop and put them in a label, okay? Or you can say, I want this one to be copied. Make a copy, and it makes a copy down here. That way, if you really want the same information, but you need to alter some of it, you can. And maybe necessarily this one's not shared with others, so that's just your choice. Okay, I'm going to click the title and just say my copy. That way I know, and you can tell when it was last edited and created. I can pin it to the top if I want to. I'm going to delete this one, delete this note, and it's in my trash for 7 days. Okay, I'm just going to empty my trash because I don't need any of those anymore. So I'm going to look how I can create a new one. And here I'm going to add an image. Let's just say, I'll put this image right here. It's flooring, but we'll just look at it. Here's flooring. Okay. I can add a collaborator. So if I want to add a collaborator to this, David, we'll just put my husband, David Haight, and I can save and automatically send that to him to where he can start collaborating and taking notes on it. And we can go back and forth if we wanted to on this topic. If I was completely done, I could just click delete note and delete. Google Keep does have a mobile version. It's not as the mobile version is a little bit more restricted on the different options, but they communicate and they update vice versa. So if I start here and I go to my app or my phone or my laptop or my my iPad or a tablet, it'll update there as well, as long as I'm signed into the same Bay District Schools account. So Google Keep is a great area maybe for you to brainstorm with your students, and they can all collaborate at one point. You could also use this to collaborate notes about different ideas or questions you have about different topics in your curriculum that you're working on with your PLC. You can go back and forth and just kind of generalize your notes at that point. That way it's not a huge talking point maybe every single day, but like if you have something to bring up to the next meeting, it could be a note keeping place. You can also just use this as a place to where you're placing your notes that are handwritten at quick meetings, and you can have it transcribed, or a voice memo that can be transcribed as well. You can drag and drop these notes that you're using here into Google Docs and Google Slides. So it's a pretty cool place to where you don't have to go back and copy and paste. You can pull it up on your side panel and drag and drop right inside of those different formats of docs or slides. The color coding is really nice, especially for visual people who like to have those visual reminders quickly. But you can also go back, remember, and take off the disable that dark theme if that's your choice. Google Keep is on your side panel here, and it is color coded here as well. And here it is right here. In the app, you can voice memo and take pictures of handwritten notes, and it will transcribe. So hopefully you took a tidbit or a little trick and tip from here and will be able to use it in the future.